Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to the Soups channel. My name is Matthew Ramos, and on this channel I aim to entertain, inform, and inspire using the topic of discussion as always, which is superheroes. So as you guys can tell from my voice, I just finished watching Avengers Endgame. And in today's video, I'm going to be reviewing this movie along with my two friends, Anthony and Sebastian, without getting into any spoilers. So this is something that if you haven't watched Avengers Endgame, this is something you can watch where we're going to give our thoughts of this film without giving any spoilers of anything that happens in this movie. So guys, starting off with just my overall thoughts of this movie. This movie from beginning to end is one insane hell of a ride. From beginning to end, it was so jam-packed, and it's really a lot to take in. After watching this movie, I felt like this movie alone could have been split up into two separate movies. I mean, there was so much going on within the span of 3 hours, which to the casual movie-going audience member, that is an insane runtime for a movie, but it was perfectly fitted for this film. Now, there are also many other things that, you know, this film did very well, and by far, out of all of the films in the MCU, this film is for the fans. I felt like after watching this movie was literally made by fans. I mean, some stuff happened that I've literally seen concept arts of predictions of things that could possibly happen in this movie, and some of those things do come true. Overall, I really enjoyed this film, and getting into some of my negatives of this movie, just touching on some of it. I do think that they did a couple of characters that we've been with since day one. I do think that they did a couple of them dirty in this movie, and they did a kind of a disservice to the character. But for the most part, they really capped off this whole, 11-year run, 22 movie arc really, really well. And I think it was a perfect ending to the story for these OG Avengers, that this is their final movie. And that's basically just my overall thoughts of Avengers Endgame. So, Anthony, starting off with you, what are your overall thoughts, just something light, about Avengers Endgame?
Well, I mean, I enjoyed the movie because the last hour was gorgeous, but there's definitely some pacing issues, and the first two acts are a little slow, but they're slow on purpose because they lead out to the ending, and the ending was definitely the greatest payoff.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think after listening to the reviews that came out from the other people that watched the film early, they were saying that their biggest criticism was that the first and second act, and I can definitely see that after watching this movie. Even though I loved every second of this movie, I can definitely see that first and second act being kind of a drag. Like, after watching this movie, I don't see myself going back and watch this movie the same ever again. I feel like this is a movie where after watching it a second time or a third time or however many times you're going to watch it, you're just going to skip to the end, for sure. So, now, Corvo, what are your initial overall thoughts of Avengers Endgame?
Honestly, it was a great movie. Perfect ending for this long story that's been told over 11 years, but it's the same thing, just pacing. In my opinion, it started off like really fast in like the first act, and then it started slowing down, and it did drag, mainly in the second act, dragged a lot. And then third act, action went crazy, and it really picked up, and the ending was just beautiful, in my opinion. It's a good ending to this really long story that we've all been waiting for.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, this again was just the best ending for all of these characters who we have grown up with. Me, Anthony, and Sebastian, we were all 7 years old when that original Iron Man came out. And one thing that I absolutely love about this movie is that this film does an amazing job in calling back to previous MCU films. Going into this movie and with all of the build-up towards Endgame, I put out a video of the top 5 movies you need to watch before watching Avengers Endgame. But after seeing this movie, I feel like you have to watch every MCU movie to really take it all in and really truly enjoy this movie, because just there's stuff happens in this movie that you never thought you would ever see. So, Anthony, starting off, what are your biggest weaknesses of this film?
Well, like how you said, they did some characters, like the way they ended their story, or they try to continue it. It wasn't the way I would have done it, but I mean, everything does come full circle, so that's my only my biggest disappointments.
Corvo.
No, yeah, same thing. They did do a few of my favorite characters dirty, but honestly, it could have been. There's things that they could have done different, but I'm happy with the movie and how it came out though.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. After watching this movie, again, they did a few characters dirty, but ultimately, this was truly the cultivation of everything that they have been building towards, and it just blows your imagination. I mean, this is something we can only dream of as kids of happening in this movie, and the dreams do come true, and this movie does deliver. So overall, guys, without giving any spoilers, I'm gonna rate this movie a 9 out of 10. So Anthony, on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you rate Avengers Endgame?
A really high 8.
Really high 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the highest, but still high up there on the scale. Corvo, how about you?
I can give it a 9.5.
9.5. So as you guys can see, the general consensus is that we all loved this movie, and I feel like this is a movie you're gonna have to watch more than once. Me and Anthony are going tomorrow morning, and I feel like we're gonna enjoy it even more because now we really get to let it all sink in, and we can pick out the things that we missed from the watching it the first time. So there you guys have it. There's my non-spoiler review of Avengers Endgame. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you guys next time.